After we get the updates from the file stores, we are going to output our data from the database to the DOM, and we are going to create a render content functions. And this takes two arguments, and the first argument is the data we want to output, and which is change dot data. And the second argument is the ID of the document, because we are going to link the ID of the document to the template. So we put the change .ID, and this is because in the future, when we delete or edit the document, we can query based on this ID. So every time we get a new document and we want to add to the DOM, and we will call these render content functions. And since we are going to add the list items here, so we are going to the materialize CSS and go to the collections, and then we copy these list items, and then we go to the index, and then we try to place this under the context another list. So we save it. Now we can see this template. And now we are going to edit this template. First, we are going to delete this folder icon, and then we add the name, and then we also change the class as name, and we type it as Alan. And the other is we delete this, and we change this to phone number, and then we copy this span and paste it here. And then we change this to phone, and we also type some random number as the phone number. Now we can see some changes here. And this one, instead of using a tag, we are using the div as the secondary content because we have more than one icons. So now we can duplicate this twice. And then we have the edit, and then we change this to star border. And the last one is the delete outline, which is a rubbish bin. And then all of these icons, we add a style with cursor pointer, so which have a finger pointing to the icon when the mouse over it. Now you can see when the mouse over the icon, it turned to a pointer. And since we also want this edit button to trigger the model, so we can update the context. So at here, we also need to add the class as model trigger. And when we look at the model, we can see the ID is edit content model. So we copy this and we back to here, and then we type href is equal to edit content model. So when we click on this pen, this will pop up the edit content models. So now we already have this template, and in the next lecture, we will put this template inside our render content functions, so we can render different contexts inside our another list.